As the 2019 federal election nears, Canadians now can start to see the issues and themes emerge that will ultimately dominate the news cycle. And there are a number of big issues facing Canada right now, from taxes to immigration. All of them need to be discussed. All of them deserve solutions better than those that are being put forward right now. But Justin Trudeau has said that the one thing we will not see in the election campaign is an embrace of wedge politics. He said in an interview that he is not going to have any wedge issues dominate. Now, for those who don't know, wedge issues are issues that are polarizing, specifically done to drive a wedge between you and your opponent, and specifically further to drive a wedge between your opponent and a faction of the electorate. It's what liberals are great at historically, because the Conservatives are a big tent party. So if you can force the Conservatives to get different sides under that tent to start fighting each other, the tent collapses. That is how the theory behind these sorts of issues go. Trudeau says that the reason he wants to avoid wedge politics is because he doesn't like the idea of the polarized political climate. But let's just look at the track record here. Trudeau has been the one that has been relentlessly talking about abortion. And I don't just mean the Canada Summer Jobs funding, which took aim at individual churches or Christian charities that run day camp programs if they didn't sign away their beliefs. I'm talking about even recently, when the Liberals, and Trudeau specifically, decided to make hay about Conservatives going to a pro-life movie on Parliament Hill, as though this was in some way this reprehensible thing that some parliamentarian could ever go see a pro-life film. Look at M103, the anti-Islamophobia motion. Not put forward by Trudeau himself, but very much backed by Trudeau's apparatus. This was wedge politics, forcing Conservatives into a situation where they had to engage in this culture war where the Liberals are fairly confident they're going to come out on top. What about Trudeau calling a random woman that at that time he had no idea who she was a racist, or implying that she was a racist? This is, again, wedge politics right there, to take aim at people because they dare ask you a question. So when Trudeau says he wants to avoid wedge politics, does he mean starting now, like starting today, or is he trying to pretend that he has never made this type of politics the focal point of his role as Prime Minister? And we don't expect this to change. Look at how he won in the 2015 election. He was trying to stoke these fears that Stephen Harper and the Conservatives were Islamophobic and bigoted, and ultimately this was a narrative that he has tried to push to Canadians about Conservatives for the entire term of office since. And Canadians need to push back against it. When someone says they're going to avoid wedge politics, what they're trying to say is that I am superior to everyone else. I rise above these things. The Prime Minister's office says that Trudeau raising abortion is not a wedge issue because people can have a respectful dialogue around it. So that means that any time the Liberals bring something up, if we can have a respectful response to it, it's no longer a wedge issue. It's great when you start playing with language, because we can do it too, Mr. Trudeau. The fact is, immigration is what he means, and we know that immigration is one of the most significant issues facing Canada right now. So if Trudeau says that he doesn't like wedge politics, all he's going to do is use this to call anyone who brings up his immigration record a racist, and boom, we're back to the wedging again. So I don't anticipate this having any manifestation in the way he campaigns. But this is what he's trying to tell us, that he's the guy that's saving Canadian democracy from polarization. For True North, I'm Andrew Lawton.